Well, hello. I have something very interesting for you today. If you don't know who Bashar is, what the heck? Let's just take it way out there, right? If we're going to talk about extraterrestrials in the future and golden ladies who predict the future, why not bring Bashar in? I'm going to explain who Bashar is. And yes, it deals more with extraterrestrials, but for the first time in a very long time, I actually don't follow him, but I know who he is, and I did watch a video that was very interesting. And that is that he predicted an event. All right? I know you guys, what about these events? Well, there's going to be numerous events, but this one is of a transformational nature. It actually coincides with the information I shared with you from Chris Bledsoe. Yes, we'll discuss who he is if you don't know who he is. He was an abductee, well, an experiencer, they call him, who also had a message from a higher being. I have shared my message from, let's just say, downloaded information, where I was told to share this with you because what's happening is already happening. It's called the tipping point. Now, I'm going to pull in all of these because I don't watch this other stuff. I will occasionally reach out, of which I did yesterday, because I don't want to be tainted by what somebody else says. I'm not going to listen to the stuff out there, but I want you to know that we're giving the same message. Those of us who are on, let's just say, the higher frequency messaging, not the fear. Not to be judged, but watch what you're following, because I have some very important information about Bashar and how it coordinates with other predictions for, in particular, 2026. This is real interesting stuff. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. Can you tell I went to high def? My camera died. Oh, it's so sad. There are always endings, aren't there? It's not working. I keep hoping it'll wake up, but it's not. It's moved on to some other energy field. It's transformed. And by the way, that is true. Even what you think is an inanimate object has an actual consciousness on some level, on some function. Just because it's not a human with a brain doesn't mean that it isn't conscious. Everything has consciousness, and it serves a purpose. In the material world, it appears as a solid, right? Everything is just a frequency and a vibration. What's a vibration? A vibration is what determines whether, I have my remote or my book. Did you get it? Or this out here, beings that are of a light nature that we usually don't see. It's just all the vibration of the creation of it. That is all illusion, all of it. Because the ultimate source of us is one thing. It's in my book. I was shared this information. Everything is one thing happening. There is no such thing as time. That's what I was told. Now I want you to think about it. It's not everything simultaneously happening. That'd be individual separation. That's illusion. We are everything happening. That means what I'm doing, what you're doing is one thing happening. All right, let's talk about this. Who's Bashar and who's Chris Bledsoe and who the heck am I? Well, I figured we're going out there. We're really taking it out there. Sorry, my hair's wet, looks a little straggly. I really don't care what I look like because this is just a facade. Chris Bledsoe got abducted, maybe 15, almost 20 years ago by extraterrestrials who revealed to them that they were here to help us. And even though they can be very scary looking because they look different to us, that's scary. No, we've been programmed to be afraid of anything that looks different, that we think is ugly, right? And we create these stories. Well, he was petrified, and his family and friends, workers, all saw these beings that came down, and he had 4 hours missing, and his son had 2 hours missing, and they know, they were abducted. They don't remember that part, but it ruined their lives. So at some point, Chris decided, I am so done with this. He wasn't going to talk about it anymore because supposedly, he was supposed to tell people that these guys are real. This is the real thing. And he said, no more, no more. This is ruining my life. So they agreed. They came to him, a beautiful lady. And this is the photo or the picture that somebody painted. He said she's way more beautiful than this. She appeared, and she's appeared a couple times to him, to tell him, this is your burden to bear. In other words, you agreed to this. You have to tell the world that this exists and that there are others. And so this is this getting us used to the fact that this is happening, and it's becoming very solid and real, not just somebody's story that nobody ever sees. People are seeing these. He calls in orbs. What are orbs? They are plasma energy fields. I am an energy field, this is an energy field, and that's all they are. But they're just on such a high frequency, which means they emit amazing, beautiful love. Now, some, not all do, but it's just like everything. There is contrast from high level to low level, and all of it is one thing. This isn't God, and this is something else. If Source is everything, Source is also this. It is not to be named or judged. It's an adventure. It's an experience. And it knows this because of this. Now we have taken it down here. So we have others coming here to tell us that we better get our act together. And I just shot a video. I said, get your house in order. Everything. All right? Everything. Thou shalt not kill. Ladies, stop putting makeup on your face, the animal test. I had a very, very, very disturbing, let's just say, message the other night. This has to stop. If you eat anything or put anything on your body in your home that is animal tested or harms animals in a horrible way, you better do your homework on this. There's no more ignorance. It has great consequences. This is the world we're going into, and this is what let's just say the predictions are saying, is that we're going into an era of no more excuses, no more believing what others have told us that has been destructive. We have to do our homework. And so we're going into what is going to be great turmoil as others don't want to change and don't care about the consequences. And those who are awakening, going to consciousness, are now saying we have to take responsibility and are not going to participate in that world anymore. In other words, we're not going to eat the garbage. We're not going to allow animals to be harmed. We're not going to put our chemicals out there. Now, here's what Chris Bledsoe said. The lady appeared in order to help him out. All right? She said she's going to help him out. He can call in these orbs with other people to demonstrate this is real stuff. He sees it. They experience it. More and more. That's the disclosure. It's not what our government does. Would you guys like with this whistleblowers? All that is so stupid, and we're still falling for that garbage. I just think it's ridiculous. Who cares? Oh, tell me something I don't know. So this woman appeared and said that, I say this is, to me this sounds like Monty Python. When the Red Star Regulus aligns with the Sphinx before sunrise in April of 2026, a new era will be ushered in of peace. And, well, I don't know if she actually said peace, but the feminine will rule and a new knowledge will be introduced that will introduce a new era of peace. Now, before that and during that time period, there will be some chaos because the dark always fights pretty hard when it doesn't get its way. That's the ego. We have to convince people, and they usually do it through conflict and argument. If that's you, if you think there's a side to take, you better think again. There are no sides. Everything is one thing happening. If you don't know, if you haven't read it, I was downloaded this book, and I was told it had to come out last year. At the end of that last year, I had to do it. I was up almost every hour of the day writing this thing. It tells you that's all you ever need to know. This is it. And you have to operate your life like this in total peace, oneness, community. You don't have to like everybody. Now, what happened with Bashar? Who's Bashar? Bashar is a man. He's a filmmaker. Don't hold that against him. Maybe he has a great imagination. But he has been seeing UFOs for some time now with other people. He's not alone. And he started channeling. He explored channeling. Yes, he did. So again, you can think what you want about this. My opinion that he's shares some pretty wise stuff, and there's no agenda there. It's like myself. I don't have any agenda. I just want you to understand what's available to you, and it's pretty amazing in that you control your future. He and also Chris Bledsoe's messages are the same. There is nothing you hear. Those of you who say, well, I thought this is going to happen. There's nothing you hear that cannot be changed. Nothing. We're creating it. No one is really it's not sinking in. We're doing it. All right? So what you think and believe in your consciousness is creating that future. Will we go into peace? Absolutely, I believe we are, because I think enough of us are into the higher consciousness that's shifting us into that. And even if the other side fights, it'll still exist. It's going to be there. We're going to experience it. It doesn't have to be your reality. You'll know it. You'll be aware of it. But your life will be different. You will experience what's called the New Earth. Bashar is now a person. Daryl Onkka is his real name, his human name, is supposedly being channeled by his future extraterrestrial self that hovers over our planet in another time zone, because there's no such thing as time. And he pulls Bashar out to speak of what is to come. And supposedly Bashar is here to help us get our act together so that we don't become what he knows has happened, let's just say, in the past, right? That we have a different future this time, because there are endless probabilities and futures, and you and I can experience this new era of peace. His prediction, he never does this, and he won't give information that will taint people to believe certain things so that they think that's just that's it. Okay, chaos, that's it. No, it doesn't have to be. Just like Edgar Cayce and Nostradamus, when they predicted things, they were predicting what they saw at that moment according to the consciousness in that moment. It was a warning. When we changed things, we got that information, we decided we didn't want to go in that direction, we changed our consciousness, the future changed. That's exactly what's happening right now. So whatever you hear, you can change it. We don't have to experience chaos. We don't have to experience cataclysmic events, destruction. We don't have to. We will go through uncomfortable transformation, because as we dissolve the things that aren't working and we stop listening to the people that are programming us with garbage, then things have to shift, and some of those people will battle to keep that world alive. He shared that 2026, he said it's already happening, I've told you this before, in early to mid 2026, which coincides with Chris Bledsoe's prediction of April 2026, that something major is going to happen on the level of some kind of disclosure, whether it's an appearance or whatever it is, he didn't say, but it will be an event of global proportion that will be known to the world in a positive way. All right? It's going to usher in a new era, and it sounds a lot like what Chris Bledsoe said. Now, I've shared with you, yes, now I'm not plugging my book, I'm sharing information, valuable information, so that you can understand the power of what you are. This book holds great energy, too. You're eternal, so nothing ever really ends. There's nothing to ever fear. And this is why I said, break through fear, your spiritual butt kick. In other words, you have to get in with the fact, get with the program, the fact that you are all powerful. You are not an individual separate person from anybody. There's no such thing. You're playing out a role, and you get to play it whatever way you want. We have a couple years, and you're going to see people refusing to believe the garbage. I think even people that you look up to, I look at our NFL stars here in the United States, we look up to those players like they're some kind of, icons of something. And they will sell out to the highest bidder to do a commercial for junk food. right? And we think it's cute and we look up to them. Oh, isn't it cute that they're promoting this garbage that if you eat it, it's just poison? And to children, is that an example? We're going to stop looking to them as heroes, except for those who actually do things that are productive to our planet. We're going to stop thinking whistleblowers are amazing people because they're sharing information, and we're going to realize they're being pumped with information and told to share this stuff. There could be arguments amongst themselves about it too. They're not going to like each other. It's all controlled, all right? It has to be. There's no disclosure. And that will never be 100% disclosure because it is based on a destructive low frequency. So what are you going to do? You have to be a solution provider. We have to provide solutions. We're going to create the new earth. We're going to stop looking to others and blaming and pointing and arguing. We're going to understand that you can talk to the hand all you want. I'm busy making a new earth. I'm busy doing things. What would you like to do with your life right now? Right? What would you like to do? It's time to do it. It's time to stop thinking so hard about it and saying, I know what's right. I created this for you guys. It's how you can become anything you want and earn money doing it. A coach, a healer, whatever it is. You could be, a speaker. You could publish books. And we create multiple income streams doing it, and it empowers you because what we do are planet conscious businesses. So what do we have? We have Bashar saying that early to mid, that would be April, 4 months into the year. Chris Bledsoe's beautiful lady has predicted this. Something amazing is going to happen. In between that is going to be some great stuff. Now, Chris Bledsoe has indicated that there are going to be some things that if he told us, we'd be frightened. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because it's no worse than anything we've experienced thus far. But what's going to happen is we're going to refuse to participate in it. Why is war ever allowed? Somehow war is allowed. Killing people to conquer for freedom? That's insanity. You need to get your act in order. And I'm going to pull out anybody else who I believe is legit. I'm going to meet with my girl who supplies the orb pictures. By the way, some of you have sent me some things and it's precipitation. Sorry, it is. Okay? I know it looks like orbs, but they're not. They don't look, no, they actually really don't look like orbs. When you see the real deal, you can tell. Well, I'm going to show you one clip right now. And as you can see, the little doggy sees it, and it's in the room. And dogs don't stare at lights from cars outside. That's not what's going on here. You can see it's an actual orb. So we're going to do something really cool, and if you guys are signed up here, we're going to start calling in assistants. We're going to call in our orbs, which are plasma energy fields that are here with us. They're not everything comes from a planet. In fact, the majority of things don't. That's just one structure. That's just one illusion. And so we're going to start playing with this stuff because now we're going to recognize between now and 2026 more and more and more what we are, and it's going to blow your mind when you realize the power you wield, and we're going to do it in a positive way. All right? So we've got 3 of us now that share with you that we're totally in control of our future. Bashar also shared that nothing ever has to happen. We completely can change absolutely everything. I've told you guys this the entire time I've been on my channel. You're completely in charge. Those of you who took the 3 seconds to manifest anything video and applied it, you changed. You changed your reality and you started manifesting unbelievable things, which we do in my training. We've had healings. We're going to start doing that more, and I'm going to start focusing on that. And this is Digital Explorers. We create planet conscious businesses. It's a course, 2 years, unlimited with me. Yeah, it's just nonstop weekly coaching, step by step, how to create everything. But we start with your passion. I ask you, what is it you want to do? Let's explore it. We're going to create something from it. It's so much fun. My students are absolutely feeling like totally different people because their focus is completely on passion, not what they're supposed to be doing according to society out there, we're not listening anymore. Yeah. So this is very important stuff. This is probably a long video. That's okay. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I hope you subscribe. I hope you purchase the book and read it and read it and read it and read it and get it in your head, because it will empower you in a way that will blow your mind. And the doors off of everything open up to amazing, unlimited probabilities that you have access to right now. Namaste.